So yeah, I made a few superpowers for Techno, 4 groups of them to be exact. After doing the last video where I coded superpowers for DreamSMP members, I was a bit dissatisfied with the lack of Technoblade, so this was the product of that. This time though, I did all the work myself, so if you want to see more stuff like this which takes weeks to do, please hit that subscribe button and drop a like, that shit keeps me going. Post-production note, this video was in production before Technoblade made his announcement on his YouTube channel, so in retrospect I've decided to make it a joint fundraiser with Animagician on YouTube's page. This means that all the money you guys donate as well as all the ad revenue from this video is going directly to the MMR of Charity, an organization that helps and develop cures to currently incurable forms of cancer. Alright, with that out of the way, you might be thinking to yourself, hey Ted, how the fuck did you do this? Well, I coded a data pack for a mod known as the Origins mod. Simply put, with this mod, you get to choose a loadout of superpowers called an Origin. Using data packs, you can do some funny coding and make custom origins. If you've seen the OriginsSMP, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Also, from now on in the video, we're going to be describing these things as origins instead of superpowers. So, get that shit in your system like the ketamine that your uncle takes. Then, using my dumb fucking head, I went to town and created origins that Technoblade could maybe use. So here's what I came up with. In my last video, the Techno origin I made was alright, but it could have been better. For reference, this origin was called the Pigman origin. It allowed you to control zombie piglins and gave you a small permanent strength boost, but you start in the nether, take double damage from the smite enchantment, and have accelerated hunger. Now, in retrospect, this is boring as hell. I mean, what the fuck is this? A troll video? It hits me harder than melatonin. So let's improve it. Now first, we start with the name. You look at this guy right here. This isn't just a man. If you saw Technoblade on the streets, you'd probably shit your pants. I would too, if I saw an 8-foot tall humanoid pig creature. I mean hell, look at that crown. This ain't just a man. This is a king. The Pig King. The Pig King origin is just like the Pigman origin, but actually good. Don't worry, the ability to control zombie piglins is still there, but what if you were anywhere else besides the nether? Well, this is the new power. Now you can summon a zombie piglin at any time and anywhere you want, using your primary ability. This guy will be like a tamed wolf, but it would actually do damage. Let's say you're backed up, and in a corner, and unlike Techno, you are shit at the game. Well, summon a zombie piglin, and he will fight with you, giving you a massive boost in fighting power. You can also stockpile these guys and create a pretty much unbeatable army of zombie piglins at your command. So, how did you do this, you may be asking? Well, it's simple. So first, I coded an Origins power type, and you clicked off the video. I fucking hate my life. Fine, I'll make it simple. Basically, the hieroglyphics up here runs a command to summon a zombie piglin right where you're standing, and the Minecraft enchantment table language down here binds it to your primary key. Easy peasy, anyone can do it. Now, after this, there's still things I can improve in the weaknesses section to make this origin, you know, more balanced to play. I first started off by getting rid of the smite weakness. In retrospect, this made no sense to add that because the origin wasn't even based on anything undead. Then, I replaced it with something far, far worse. A weakness so vital that it will make you essentially disabled in the early game. You can't eat pork. Alright, now what the fuck, Ted? Like 40% of the world does this on a daily basis and you think this is an actual challenge? Okay, hear me out. I know it sounds stupid, but it actually makes a lot of sense. Firstly, you are a pig, and I don't know. Eating your kind is kind of immoral. Also, since you start in the nether, there's practically no food other than pork chops you can get from hoglins and mushroom soup that you can get from randomly coming across mushrooms on the ground. This, combined with the fact that one of these options are completely removed from your diet, and your accelerated hunger, you can tell me what happens. You know what happens? You fucking die. That's what happens. You either find mushrooms or conserve your hunger. If you can't do either, you're pretty much shit out of luck. The next thing I added came from a comment I got, who suggested adding some buffs while wearing golden armor. Pretty cool idea. So now you can get some extra health while wearing a full set of golden armor. Lastly, you only get strength when you are in the nether, because being able to force shot the majority of hostile mobs with your bare fists is kind of overpowered, I'd say. Plus, you'd probably need all the help you can get in the nether. In summary, the Pig King origin can control zombie piglins, summon backup to help them in battles, receive permanent strength in the nether, and gain a small health boost when wearing golden armor. However, you start in the nether, have accelerated hunger, and worst of all, you can't eat anything that you receive from harming your own kind. Now that the pig-related origin is close to perfection, let's see what people think. Techno should be a wither. I would have liked it if Technoblade's origin was the Wither, but the Pigman is decent. Fun fact, Techno is actually getting the Wither origin. You suck. Alright, fine, fuck it. I'll make a Wither origin for Techno, you happy now? Now the idea for this origin was simple in my brain. I want to be able to shoot Wither skulls like the Wither itself, give the withering effect to enemies and explode on death. I coded these things in no time, but I was left with a dilemma. The Wither has no weaknesses. I mean hell, this motherfucker is immune to pretty much anything. Like next he'll tell me he won't get death threats for saying that Dream cheat. Bottom line is, how the fuck am I gonna balance this? So much like how all problems are solved, I looked online and found 20 different fucking origins that did the same thing as this one. So for the sake of pseudo originality, I had to change things up. The Wither is a vanilla Minecraft boss, but let's add some flavor to that. The Spicy Wither, also known as the Spither, is just like the Wither but extremely spicy. Like the regular Wither, you get to fire Wither skulls, give your enemies the withering effect and explode on death. Where the spicy parts come in is in these next two powers. Since you're a spicy counterpart to the Wither, you're hot-blooded, allowing you to clear all the toxins out of your body so you're immune to poison and withering. Also, due to your spices, you are visible red, and yeah, that's it. I wanted to hang with the boys, come on. If I had to code a fucking toggleable flying ability, the only thing that would be hanging would be me in my backyard. As for weaknesses, the spicy trait also comes in hand. Since you're hot, the cold ain't gonna make you feel too well, so stay away from these biomes listed on screen. They make you take damage. And for the last spice-related weakness, let me put it in an example. What do you do after eating something extremely spicy? You grab that milk bottle and swallow all the white fluid till the pain is gone. Basically, if you drink milk, you instantly die, alright? That's the joke. The rest of the abilities are non-spice related, but traits that the Wither has. You have slightly more health, you take more damage from the Smite enchantment, and you can't use shields. Pretty normal stuff. Now, what if this origin is too spicy for you? What if you preferred something more ordinary? Don't worry, I'm also a bitch, so I made a regular version of the Wither. It's essentially the same thing, but with the cold weaknesses replaced with some water weaknesses. Now, this isn't the end yet. There's still a few things I want to add to this origin, namely a flight ability, but this video is like a month overdue at this point and I just wanted to get it out fast. If anyone has any cool ideas that you maybe want me to add, make sure to throw it in the comments section, as long as you're not being cringe of course. If it's good, maybe I'll add it, who knows. In summary, the Spicy Wither can fire Wither skulls, give the withering effect, cause a massive explosion on death, has 2 hearts of extra health and is red. However, on the other hand, you take more damage from the Smite enchantment. You can't use shields and you're really afraid of the cold. And lastly, drinking milk instantly kills you. The Wither origin has all these abilities as well, but the cold weaknesses are replaced with water weaknesses. Alright, the past 2 origins have been pretty mob related if you know what I mean. One was based on how Techno portrays himself, that being a pig, and the other is how Techno's persona is viewed as a mob. So let's change it up a bit. Let's take some inspiration from somewhere else. In my last video, I made a Google form where people can throw their suggestions at me and hopefully I can pull up some pretty cool shit. Cannot use Oregon. I cannot download the data pack. I tried and I couldn't do anything. It said file cannot be downloaded. Does that mean I cannot download it on a tablet? Dream not fa- Welp, that was about as useful as I imagined. I didn't know it was that difficult to, you know, read a description, but I'll put it in the video next time, don't worry. What was I expecting anyways? Anytime a Google form is made, it's pretty much anarchy. I want to start this one off with a quote from Techno himself. When you need someone to fix your sink, you call a plumber. When you need someone to fix your electricity, you call an electrician. And when you need someone to overthrow a brutal tyrant, you call an anarchist. The Anarchist Origin is one that represents Techno's character on the DreamSMP. Now I know, the ideology of anarchism is much more than just blowing shit up. I watch J-Reg of course. This is a much more surface level representation of Techno's character, which is basically fuck authority and blow shit up. Let's take the second part of the sentence, which is our first ability, the Demolition Expert. Using your secondary ability, you can drop an explosive, which is just a creeper that has a 3-second fuse. You don't like someone on the server? Well, you just drop a bomb right by their house, but make sure to take a few steps back before it goes off, cause you'll fucking die. What are you, a TikToker? Are you gonna do simple parkour while making an arson joke? Damn, you got me looking like this. Well, too bad on my part, because the next ability is arson. By using your primary ability, you can throw fireballs like the ones you see on Bed Wars. These things will explode in contact, so you can probably do some pretty cool jumps with them as well. With all these explosives, it comes to no surprise that you'll be used to them. Just like Schlatt after having the 20th Twitter thread written about him, I doubt any anarchist will be bothered by explosives, so you have permanent resistance to blast damage. With all this cool shit though, you're still an anarchist. Everywhere, being right in a sea of wrong will have its consequences. Hell, even on the DreamSMP, most people rejected his message. They hated Techno because he told them the truth. While playing as the Anarchist Origin, the mobs will hate you, giving them a 10% chance of doing extra damage. Also, Techno isn't a bitch. You don't see him sitting around in the backlines waiting. You see him getting close to the enemy and decimating them with his swords. So naturally, the most campy playstyle of standing back and bowing is gonna be shitty. Projectiles will do twice the amount of damage to you. Lastly, the one block that is pretty much explosive proof is Obsidian, and since you're Destruction Incarnate, try to stay off Obsidian. With the Anarchist complete, let's get on to the final origin. The origins you've seen so far have been somewhat balanced, but I know a small percentage of the people watching this video don't care about balance. They just want to see the most overpowered shit. They want to see a man that never dies. They want to see the Blood God. So I present to you the true Blood God origin. In the last video, the Blood God origin was primitive. It wasn't nearly as overpowered as you would think, but this time around I took things to a whole new level. Let's start off with the fact that you have every single important buff in the entire game. I'm talking strength, speed, regen, hell, you even fucking glow. This, on top of the fact that your health bar literally looks like this, makes the phrase Technoblade never dies really come into reality. Ever heard of Technoplane? Well, I have too, so you can fly just like in creative mode. And when you enter the water, the God part of your name really comes into light. But let's not get too far. Before Techno was on the DreamSMP with destroying people in MCC, he was grinding it out on Hypixel, long before the days of attack cooldowns, so let's bring that back. While everyone else is waiting for their stupid axe to recharge, you play in 1.8 combat. The last ability is called Goodbye to a World, and judging by what you're gonna see, you'll be able to guess why it's called that.